is forgetting about us. There can be no better assurance that the world is with us as we confront extremist terrorist organizations, hunger, and the enormous problems of dealing with millions of displaced people than this important visit. This visit is not therefore just a visit, but a meeting of minds and aspirations on what must be done to assist our country and the troubled sub-region. Thank you very much, and you are welcome.
All right, there you had President Muhammadu Buhari addressing the media just after he had met with Antonio Guterres on Wednesday. The Secretary General Antonio Guterres, who you will hear next, really impressed. He went on to say $351 million, separate from the $1.2 billion, which the United Nations had put in intervention funds for humanitarian efforts, especially in northeastern Nigeria. So let's hear Antonio Guterres. He had been to Borno, so you'd hear some of the things he said, having met the state government, that's the Borno state government, and his impressions on what he thinks about Nigeria's challenges and how to overcome them. So here's the United Nations Secretary General Antonio Guterres.
And I must confess, I arrived in Borno with the impression caused by so many years in which I was hearing stories about how dramatic the situation was, how terrible the suffering of the people, how impossible to control the terrorist activities, a sense of despair. But the Borno I met yesterday was the Borno of hope. And I saw an enlightened policy aiming not only at defeating militarily the terrorists, but at addressing the root causes of terrorism. I saw the governor committed to reestablish the confidence between the people and the government, committed to provide the people in their different villages around the state the capacity to protect themselves, committed to create conditions for the return of the displaced, but also for the reintegration of those that have abandoned Boko Haram, that have finally discovered that terrorism is a crime against humanity and a crime against God's will, and that now needs support to reintegrate in the society. And that support I could witness in the visits I made. That's why yesterday I appealed strongly to the international community to fully support what is being done in Borno State to make sure that the hope that I saw can be transformed into a reality of peace and prosperity for everybody. And I believe Nigeria and its people have a big role to play in shaping solutions to the global crisis engulfing our world. Nigeria is a pillar of continental and global cooperation and a steadfast part of the United Nations. From its vital support for peacekeeping, to its leadership in fighting for fairness for developing countries, to being the home country of my dear friend, United Nations Deputy Secretary General Amina Mohamed. Above all, Nigeria is a country where Africa's promise and potential can come to vivid life. I saw this firsthand in my meetings today with women and young people whose vision and commitment were deeply inspiring. I also met with religious and cultural leaders representing Nigeria's beating multi-ethnic heart and business leaders pushing Nigeria's economy forward. But I also went to see firsthand some of the enormous challenges facing this country. Violence continues to cast a shadow of death over so many Nigerians and has sparked a crisis of displacement across the country and the neighborhood. But yesterday, I came out of Borno with the sense that Nigeria is able to defeat this threat.
There you have Antonio Guterres, the United Nations Secretary General, saying that he came out of Borno State with the hope or the picture that if you see what is happening there, then we can mirror that to the other problems we face as a nation and be able to overcome them. So quite a number of things for us to look at here. Coronavirus has pushed many countries into debt. I know the debt trap which Nigeria faces and several other African countries, and there's now the push, unfortunately, for debt forgiveness. I mean, we were at this point, many of you remember, between the early 2000s, where Nigeria's former president, Olusegun Obasanjo, was at the forefront, where Nigeria was forgiven of tens of billions of dollars in debt. And then we paid back about $12 billion, if I recollect very, very well. And there's also the issue which is mentioned here, the crisis which we face in the Sahel, where northeast Nigeria has been attacked by terrorists. And you all know what has happened in this country between 2009, when the Boko Haram terrorists have waged war against state actors for several years. The deaths, several thousands. And the last one which he mentioned here about the COVID. And by the way, he didn't talk much about the COVID, but that formed the major part also of the discussions. When he was in Senegal, there's this lab in Senegal which not only can produce vaccines for COVID, but also produce for other diseases vaccines too. But unfortunately, there's a risk that it could be shut down. You know why? Because from that time when this vaccination plant was opened, there's been not a single order, not one order has come in yet for vaccine. So that's the tragedy we face, having put in so much hope and assurance into this. But let's get your perspectives to this. Remember, you can talk with us online at Nigeria Info FM, at Agogo Obo. These are avenues for you to talk with us. Then you can also speak with us on WhatsApp, 0809 597 5805. Again, 0809 597 5805. And then you can talk with us also too by calling us. The number to call 0700 993 993 993. Again, 0700 993 993 993. If you're a female caller, you got the extra opportunity to talk with us on 01465 7190. So let's grab a couple of calls in before we go on a break. Hello and good afternoon.
Hello, good afternoon.
Kindly switch off the device you're listening with.
Speaking with John from Ogba.
All right, John, go ahead. Is it raining where you are?
It has stopped, but it rained in the morning.
All right, I'm going to send the rainmaker to make it rain some more.
No, please. We had enough cold weather here. We don't want any more.
All right, go ahead, John.
If he granting us, giving us grants or giving this to Africa is not just the problem. We'll be having aid, we'll be having grants right from the time of, I'm borrowing right from the time of Babangida. I'm about 50. The problem we have is leadership. And we say that inwardly, we don't have the potential to grow Nigeria, even to be more better than Europe and the developed world. We have the potentials now. Is it in human capacity? Is it in the resources we have that God has given us? We have everything. But in a country where presidential form is being purchased at 100 million, and we have naked poverty, staring the people in the face, impoverishment all over the places. Please, we need to be in fact alcohol. Well, maybe they are not comfortable with what we are grappling with here. Thank you.
All right. Thank you very much, John. And taking another call here. Hello and good afternoon.
Hello.
Hello, good afternoon.
Good afternoon, sir. It's Koboko.
Koboko, great to have you. Go ahead, please.
Sir, I greet all Nigeria. Happy country in progress. Hello?
Yeah, go ahead. We hear you now.
Sir, what I want to tell you is that you say that our president is trying. Yes, he's trying very, very much. But remember that if you are giving palliative, I was not giving, and Nigerians are not giving. Now, Guterres that came to Nigeria from Senegal claimed that they don't know that the rate of killings is too much. I was trying to ask him, was he not watching CNN? Hello?
Yeah, we hear you.
Yeah. So what you want to tell me is that they are supposed to be proactive there.
Good.
They want to build gas line from Ghana to Algeria to help Europe. And I'm buying 1 kilo of gas, 700 naira. So let them take Boko Haram bottle of the gas line before they will build it.
Right.
I want to ask you, have you connected your PVC?
I have.
If you have connected your PVC, I want you to help me discuss about that man that was announcing results at our under duress.
All right, Koboko man. Koboko man has this plea every time he calls in. But when we have Aina coming, I'm sure we can bring that up with them. But thank you very much for your call. Let me take one more call before we go on the break. Hello and good afternoon.
Hello.
Great to have you join us. Your name, please, and where you're calling from. Yes.
How are you?
I'm fine. And you, sir?
My name is Ambrose.
And Andrew, you say?
Ambrose, Ambros.
Ambrose, please go ahead.
First of all, I don't understand why we need debt forgiveness or why we need any aid. Because all the debt forgiveness, we've not seen, what the government has used them for. I am beginning to suspect that these leaders who come to Nigeria, I hope the Nigerian factor has not been involved by inducing them. Seriously. Because for him to come and say Borno, Niger State is the worst hit as we speak now. People can't go to Niger. There is so much chaos and, anarchy, in Niger State. And then this man is coming to tell us about Borno and, all of this. See, let me just tell you the truth, Agogo.
Yeah.
This country needs a leader that will be impartial, non-religious, non-ethnic, and that will back up the military to the fullest.
All right,
it's not that when they want to attack a certain place, they have to ask for permission, and sometimes they say, leave them, let them go.
All right, Ambrose, we'll have to leave it at that and come back from the break where we can have in some more of your contribution. And it's such an interesting, you see, the 360 we've done already, a lot of angles for us to look at. This and many more you will hear after this break. It's a global review on Hard Facts. We'll be right back.
Plenty people they do business, but not be everybody mean business. The people who mean business, they know they ever say no to money, cash, card, or even transfer. These kind ones, any business opportunity, then they grab up with them full chest. And then they chook only on top of this way make sense. Like the people, cash flow, and how every other thing take the complete.
International Airport, Abuja, to the city of Johannesburg. In addition to the already operational Lagos-Joburg service, this new Abuja-Joburg and Joburg-Abuja connection, starting from April 27, 2022, will operate twice weekly. Fly Air Peace straight to Johannesburg from Abuja and enjoy a splendid in-flight hospitality on the extra comfy wide-body Boeing 777 aircraft. For bookings, head on to our website flyairpeace.com or download the Airpeace mobile app on Play Store or App Store. Direct Abuja to Joburg flight on Airpeace. A memorable travel experience awaits you. Airpeace, your peace, our goal.
Many people are in business, but not everyone means business. The people who mean business never say no to money, cash, card, or transfer. These ones grab business opportunities with their full chest. Keep an eye on things that matter, like people, cash flow, and how it all adds up. They do not only know their onions, they know their numbers. They mean business. With Number, you mean business. Visit www.number.com, that is NOMBA, number.com, to get started.
Welcome back to your number one talk, news, and sports station. This is Nigeria Info.
back. It's a rainy day in Lagos, and the calls are raining in also too. A lot of reactions to the United Nations Secretary General's visit to Nigeria. A lot of you are really interested with the comments he made after visiting Borno State, and sort of tried to use that as a benchmark in how we can resolve our problems. So those of you asking whether he went to any state in the north west or the north central, he did not. He just used Borno as an example because that's where majority of the funds for the humanitarian work with the United Nations, the $1.3 billion I talked about, and the $350 million which he talked about in terms of assistance, is being put in. And so maybe it's what he tried to do. He tried to strike a note of hope and inspire Nigerians. Christian from Ajah writes on WhatsApp, which hope did the UN Secretary General see in Borno, or is he trying to deceive the global community on the actual state of insecurity in the country? Internal displaced persons in the north is on the increase, and all he saw was hope rather than telling the Nigerian leaders to step up with the so-called war against insecurity. All right, Christian, I read your message, and sending the message on WhatsApp again, 0809 597 5805, and then back to the phone lines, 0700 993 993 993. And for female callers, can call in also too with 01465 7190. And on Twitter, it's at Nigeria Info FM. At Nigeria Info FM, you can talk with us. All right, so back to the phone lines. Hello and good afternoon. Hello and good afternoon.
Yeah, how are you?
I'm fine. Great to have you join us. Your name, please, and where you're calling from.
My name is Calvin, even though it's a slave name.
You don't come again. Now you call him slave name.
It's a slave name.
Where are you calling from?
Yeah, I'm calling from a very wet Sulire area.
Okay, please go ahead, Kelvin.
Yes, I listened carefully to the UN Secretary General, and two things struck me. Firstly, about the debt relief. I have not been a proponent of that because it's a trap for us. I don't believe there's any free gift from any Western world at all. I don't believe that having followed the likes of Pankrumah, having followed the ideologies of Thomas Sankara and our own great Anikulapo Kuti, all these are just, traps for us. We should begin to stop this beggarly move and begin to develop ourselves within.
You still get back on your train of thought, Kelvin, but I want to ask you the question: which is the bigger trap? The fact that we're making too little revenue to service this debt, so it's better we kick the can down the road a little bit, so we can have and free up our monies to do some more important things like schools, healthcare, hospital, human capital development, rather than having to the small money we're making, use it to service the debt we're owing.
The problem we are facing, the major problem, is the direct investment fund that is coming from states. It has depleted in the past years. The states are not making enough money. The money coming in from the direct foreign investments is being completely depleted. And that has affected us from the states to the generality of us as a country.
Right.
So since the profligacies are there, glaring, we see a lot of government appointees on needless appointments that we are paying salaries. The other day somebody was made I don't want to mention the name of that office they gave to the person in my area here in Sule, and I saw the convoy, he was coming home about 20 cars. You understand? We are so the profligacy level is so much. We are so wasteful. So when we do these things, we'll keep going back and forth, and keep complaining. So having said that, issue of the terrorists he talked about, I think we have a limitation here. The agreement to sign with the United States, when they gave us it to Kano jets, it was just for it to be used only in the Northeast. And that has hurt us, that has become a disadvantage to us. I don't know why we signed that agreement with them. It's not only the Northeast that we have terrorists. They're almost everywhere. Even though some people refuse to call them terrorists, they still call them baddies. I don't know what the difference is. So we need to begin to check all these things. But Governor Zulum, to me, as a governor of that Borno state, has done fantastically well. It's just that we are not getting enough, coordination from the central government, and that's sad.
All right.
So that's my take.
All right.
Thank you.
Thank you very much, Kelvin, for your wide-angle perspective. Thank you very much. Hello and good afternoon. Oh, it looks like there's a glitch with this call, so move on to the next call. Hello and good afternoon. Great to have you, sir.
Good afternoon.
Afternoon. Your name, please, and where you're calling from.
This is Chris.
Hey, Chief Chris, great to have you. Go ahead, please.
Yeah, Shakumaku.
Makushi.
Yala. The man that visited, Guterres, I don't want to call his name.
Yes, Guterres, the Secretary General, yes.
When he was saying, I saw where he was waving the whatever. Look, all this rapport, Peter, will not do us any good. Look at the pain they put people through. Then to bring that man, take him to one of two places. That one is telling us that all is well in Boronu. They've done well. He's going back to tell them that these people need assistance. They should stop all this politics, playing with human beings. I hear my friend says the professor have done well. Remember last year when he said, the meeting I had with the president is fruitful in security. But the other day they announced that these guys are still in one or two local governments in that they are Boronu. Telling me, the man had done, they developed the place, no. Can I talk about that gas pipeline something?
Very quickly, please.
So, they want to lay this pipe now. Please, they should make good use of the money that will come out of it. You hear of the refinery in my place, in Kwale. They refuse to give them crude.
Yeah, but Chris, they're still shopping for the money which they're going to use to build the pipeline. That's the Trans-Saharan pipeline, you mean, for the gas, right?
Yes.
So they don't have the money yet.
They have money. These oil companies have been paying them money for years for playing that gas. You know about this, so I don't know why people don't want to talk about
yes,
it.
I mean, we're one of 10 that contributes 70% of global gas flaring in the world. So I understand the gas flaring disaster we have. But this money, you say we have the money. I don't know where.
There's money there. Look at this 100 million. All of them are paying. Where did they get it from? It's Nigerian money they are using. That's why they stop using Paul to pay Peter. They are doing. Thank you, Chifobo.
All right, thank you very much, Christopher. I'm sure it's a discussion we'll have another day. How people are paying 100 million naira for forms, and we're still going to borrow. 0700 993 993 993 and. On WhatsApp, 0809 597 5805. This is someone writing on WhatsApp telling me that it's also raining in New York. And, okay, I hope, Mui is your name. I hope you can put in your comments and then we can talk. Also on WhatsApp, before they accuse me of marginalization, the WhatsApp people, Peter Omanse from Shomolu writes that the UN Secretary General said that activities of Boko Haram is a crime against humanity and God. But did he say anything about the activities of IPOB? If yes, what did he say? No, he wasn't asked any question on IPOB. I remember he was asked questions on a number of things, including the UN Security Council seat for African countries, and he shared his thoughts about democratization of the UN Security Council. But he wasn't asked any question on IPOB. Peter Omanse. Someone else writes, what I deduce from what the UN Secretary General said is that the security challenge can be solved internally without UN forces. As someone says, a security problem that has lasted this long has some strong and mighty accomplices at different levels, local, state, and federal. We're ready, we will solve the problem. Yeah, well, he said also that even though there is the military solution to the problem, what he was commending Governor Zulum for mainly was the non-military solutions to the problem, because a lot of people who are displaced in Borno State, and apparently he did visit a number of communities where displaced people have been returned to their local government, and he had some interaction with them. So that's where he talked about this thing about hope from the people that things could get better. But let's get back to the phone lines. Hello and good afternoon.
Good afternoon, sir.
Great to have you join us. Your name, please, and where you're calling from.
This is Abed calling from Igbo.
All right, Abby, please go ahead.
Please, sir, I want you to call the WhatsApp number a bit slowly,
okay,
so that I can capture it.
Okay, good.
Thank you.
All right. Look, some people have all the luck in the world. They get through, but want to talk with us on WhatsApp. All right, Abe, the WhatsApp number again is 0809 597 5805. Again, 0809 597 5805. And if you go to the Nigeria Info website, by the way, you'll see the messaging app there. That's nigeriainfo.fm. If you send the messages over there, I'll also get it here on WhatsApp too. So, anyway, we've got you. Sorry about that. We've got you on speed dial. Hello and good afternoon.
Hello, Shaq Maku.
Hey, Makushi. What's the name, please? What's the name, please?
Godwin, calling from Ikorodu.
All right, Godwin. Great to have you join us.
I just want to appreciate you. Keep on the good work. I've been trying you. I'm one of your greatest fans,
Thank you very much, Godwin.
Have a nice day.
And do have a nice day. You see all the people who want to contribute. See the people who are disrupting your flow. Hello, and good afternoon.
Yeah, good afternoon.
Good to have you join us. What's your name, please?
Yeah, Alaba Alakpe is my name.
Alaba, please go ahead.
Alakpe. Yeah, I think the man has said his own. I think I used to say this. Some people are really feeding fat for this insecurity that is happening in this country. Where you like now, look at the kind of large amount of money be putting in one particular zone or particular state alone. Is it not millions of dollars?
Okay, so
now tell me.
Good, Alabala. So you're concerned about the transparency in the monies coming in for...
Let me tell you something. Even, I will not lie to you. See this war. See this war that we are in Nigeria, especially the one happening in the northeast.
Right.
We continue because some people are feeding fat there. There is no sincerity. That's why when people blame Buhari, I will tell I pray. I will tell them that I pray for you to be on that particular seat. There is no sincerity anywhere. Your people are feeding fat. Okay, there's one particular news. Was it not yesterday?
Right.
That some soldiers are supporting terrorists and bandits. Now tell me, who are to trust? Those people giving guns, those people giving all these fighter jets to go and fight, they are the ones giving this terrorist information that they are coming, people should move away. You want to tell me that all those money, all those ransom these people collecting, are they only the ones collecting the money? They are sharing it to some people.
All right, Alaba Lakwe, thank you very much. But just to point out, the fact that you get one soldier who's been compromised isn't the full picture of what is going on there. You have more, if not more than 99% of the soldiers who are fighting this war against terrorists on the good side. You'd have one bad apple, but not to say that is the picture against the war on terror. So that does it. But we get the point you make about the millions of dollars. This question we've also asked you about how transparent has the spending of this money in the rehabilitation of the Northeast. We need to see clear records on how the monies are being used, especially from the international agencies. Sorry about that. Please do call back. Hello and good afternoon. All right, so that does that. All right, let's go back to WhatsApp, and then once the calls start to rain again, we'll get back there. WhatsApp again, 0809 597 5805. Again, 0809 597 5805. And then on Twitter at Nigeria Info FM or at our Obo. You can talk with us, and then I will be on Twitter in a short while. But let's see what we've got here before I get back to the phone lines. Our leaders are playing politics with the lives of Nigerians. Dayo from Fagba writes, good afternoon. As usual, this government will be doing high service as if all is well. Well, as nothing is well. The question is, how will Nigeria survive this remaining 1 year of this administration? High insecurity, high inflation, ethnic imbalance, lack of foresightedness. 2023, shine your eyes and don't vote low-grade minds into power. Dayo from Fagba. Let's see. All right, the messages. Take one more message. I get back to the phone lines. All right, so now we've gone through that already. All right, good afternoon. Great to have you join us on. Great to have you join us on 99.3 Nigeria Info.
Hello.
Great. What's your name, please, and where you calling from?
My name is Oluwafemi.
Please say that again.
Oluwafemi Peter.
Oh, Oluwafemi Peter. Please go ahead.
Yes. What is happening in Nigeria? Mostly in this Borno state concern Nigeria army. In fact, I really pity all those boys that's fighting in the south of Nigeria because they are sabotaged even in the army because this is religious. I can call it religion war.
No, it's not a religious war. I have to cut you over there. It's not a religious war. It's a war which is endemically rooted in governance and developmental problems. And if you had the UN Secretary General say there that get to the root cause of the problem, there's nothing religious here, my brother. The people who have died have been from all the religions from 2009 till date, whether it's in the northeast or the north central, or if you even come down south where some of these things have happened. So banish from your mind that there's anything religious about this. Hello and good afternoon.
Hello.
Great to have you join us. Your name, please, and where you're calling from.
My name is Godwin, calling from Loshololakwe.
Godwin, great to have you. Go ahead, please.
It's okay. Good afternoon, the great one.
Yeah, please go on, sir.
Yes. It's a good thing we had that August visitor in the month of May. And we thank God for his role and presence. But the fact there remains that our leaders, insincerity is one of the major things that is killing us in this country. And this insincerity is displayed from the top down to the bottom. And as a result, it is difficult to get eradicated.
Give me an example.
Example is this. Our leader who promised, especially the current one, fighting corruption and others. Today, corruption has become the powder they use and cream every day before they move out in the morning and afternoon to wherever they are going. And it is a display of a display of how do I put it? So, and as a result, it's affecting us deep inside. For instance, this issue of loan forgiveness and whatever.
Right.
I will be the last to be in support, and for that to be affected, it is expected that our political leaders that are receiving the largest amount of bogus salary and allowances than anywhere in the world, it has to be cut away and bring part of half of it be given to the country as part of the sacrifice and sincerity display on them before they are allowed.
All right, thank you very much. The number of calls are increasing, but I also want to know from you, those of you who are saying we should not be getting any debt forgiveness, to think about the revenue that comes into this country yearly. There are reports that say as high as 90%, between 90 and 95% of that revenue is being used to service debt. So the argument from Nigeria and many other African countries is so the monies that come into the coffers they're able to use it for other things and not let it get tied down in the payment of debt. And otherwise, they're arguing also too, they've taken a beating from the COVID, and then the Russian-Ukraine crisis, where a huge supply of food and materials comes from both countries, is now being disrupted. I'm sure many of you had the report that last month Nigeria could not get fertilizer to buy, so we had to go to Canada to get potash. Already, that's a big problem because the monies which was used to purchase that is 250% higher than what it used to be last year. So factor in all of this and see where we're headed for, if it's not the rocks, in terms of how sustainable this can be. So I just want to throw that in, and if you can think of any other way, not just a way to punish the elite who are in office, but to think about ourselves when we head into the market and we see the inflation. I was remarking with someone the other day that the increase in prices of foodstuff in the market is not by 50 naira or 100 naira, it's by 500. You go in today, you see it's 1,000 naira. You go in tomorrow, they tell you a kilo is now 1,500. You go in the following week, you get 2,000 naira. So maybe we factor all of this and see if we can find any way out of this. Hello and good afternoon.
Hello.
All right, sorry about that, but do call back again. Hello and good afternoon. Kindly turn off the device so we don't get the feedback. Let's try again. Turn off the device, please.
Off it. Hello, good afternoon.
Good afternoon. Your name, please, and where you're calling from.
Okay, my name is Charles. I'm calling from Ekpe.
All right, Charles, please go ahead.
Yes, I just want to talk about this debt forgiveness issue. Over the years, Nigeria have been known to be a borrower country. And then we're so lucky that we got a reprieve the other time, that we were forgiven. And now, thereafter, we started borrowing again. And the issue is all the monies that have been borrowed all this while, what did they use it for? The politicians that are borrowing the money are living large, and they are buying the choices of properties. They are building the choices properties with this same money, and then you are not asking for forgiveness. Can they come out and tell us what they did with the money they borrowed before you not talk of forgiveness? Because we are no longer kids. We are not children. They can't be toying with Nigerians and they're thinking that we are fools.
All right, thank you very much, and great point you make there. What have they done with the money? I mean, I remember being on the beat covering this debt forgiveness. There was so much joy, and I remember Olusegun Obasanjo boasting that we'll never be in this situation again. But why we're talking about this is because Antonio Guterres, the UN Secretary General, was in the country last week. In fact, he was in sub-Saharan Africa last week. And this was a big talking point. It appears the African Union has gotten in touch with him and said, Oga, please press this as one of the things we want you to talk about during your visit, and to convince the rest of the world why we should get debt forgiveness together with terrorism and some other things, just to mention a few. Let's take the last call. Hello and good afternoon.
Yeah, good afternoon.
Great to have you join us. Your name, please, and where you're calling from.
My name is Ferdinand. I'm calling from Ogba.
Please say that again.
Ferdinand, calling from Ogba.
All right, Ferdinand, please go ahead. Okay,
my take is that the issue of debt forgiveness, for me, is no. I have my reason. Reason one is that, is it not, because when they entered their office, it was $7.something billion they are owing. And by my own calculation, now maybe I'm wrong, would have gone up to 19-point-something billion now or more.
Way higher than it's about close to about closer. If you throw in the domestic debt, you're closing on about 50-something billion now.
Okay.
Right.
That is where we are now. That's where we are now. And if they give them their forgiveness, would that not make them to borrow more? Even as you say, as you speak now, and they are talking about 70-something% of the money we make, we use it to service debt, and they still want to borrow more. How can you be borrowing money to pay subsidy? You borrow to pay salary. You borrow to pay everything. You don't have to borrow like that now. When you coming to Ebonyi, if you look at the number of people that joined him in the aircraft and people that came by road, the amount of convoy and all that, is that not wasteful? Gabeg, I don't like talking about Nigeria, but unfortunately I'm a Nigerian.
We're in the same boat. We must talk about this country, because if it was just only us, probably we could be selfish enough and say, let Nigeria matter. Whatever happens, and then we're out of this planet. But we've got children and children to leave a legacy for. So that's the, my dad will say, think about the children. So that's one thing we have to do. We'll have to be responsible enough, if we've brought children into this world, to think about not just for today, but the future also too. So they will not spit on our graves and say we left them something that isn't worth anything. We're going to go on a quick break, and when we come back, we have Public Square. But before Public Square, we got the business news. And after business news, We have a public square where we have media rights agents. Another big discussion this week was the World Press Freedom Day, and that's a big topic because it's our constituency and it's your constituency also too, because everything we try to talk about, the stories we try to talk about, things that affect you. And if we don't say the way it is, those even in government will never understand those policies. We'll be right back.
Gather around, kids. You can't miss this news. The best of Nickelodeon is coming to
99.3 Nigeria Info. We are more than just radio. Subscribe to our YouTube channel at Nigeria Info FM. Check us out on Facebook at Nigeria Info 99.3. Follow us on Twitter at Nigeria Info FM and on Instagram at Nigeria Info FM Lagos for live updates as it happens. 99.3 Nigeria Info. Let's talk.